So I'm walking through a logging road. They harvested down here about 2 years ago, I think. It took me, I didn't really pay attention to this grassy stuff. It's not grassy stuff. I realized after walking over it for a little while, it's all the pine needles from the trees they were harvesting. The main thing they were trying to harvest down here was loblolly pine. It's going to be interesting to see how this mound of crap decays and becomes its own little shelved ecosystem. There's certain plants and certain animals that really favor being in what kind of soil that's going to turn into, and up on a little hillock. But I tell you, wish I had wore my boots instead of my wearing out sneakers, because like that's the smooth path. The path I want to go is this one. I want to see what this is going to turn into, because I know what these turn into. That turns into like a pseudo pasture until the forest can regrow. It's also interesting to see the trees that have survived this destruction. That one, that holly up there got topped. It's definitely a little worse for wear because of everything that's happened by it. But it's still okay. It's just an old holly, and the activity down here kind of probably cut some roots and gave it a little bit of trauma. But I expect that'll recover. Yeah, look at the side there. Got swiped by something. I thought at first that was rot, but yeah, something definitely swiped it and took a chunk of bark off. Why have I been making so many videos? Just have a motivation. I hadn't for a while. But I would like to make this a regular thing. I'm also very, very mindful of snakes. They are out. And this area has a lot of copperheads. Another reason I should have worn my boots. But that's okay. Yeah, see, this poor guy got swiped pretty good. I think it's a gum though, so no one really cares. Same with that one. And this one didn't survive it. I think that was a little oak. And that tree, whatever that was, probably died from the trauma too. No? Okay, so it's got a dead side, and then it's got that living side hanging up on the holly. I was going to say, the holly survived because the holly doesn't give a shit. Hollies are like ridiculously tough trees. Look at the water. The way the water's been flowing down here. Now, if I wanted to, and I've done it plenty of times before, I could follow the water runoffs to the creek. And that's always a fun hike. Because this land has been used for many things for many, many years. And deep into the woods here, you can find all kinds of interesting stuff. Well, stuff I find interesting. A lot of other people probably don't. And what I'm doing here mostly is following old water paths and deer paths. Because they're the smart ones. They know how to walk through it. And I'm a dumbass human. I'm going to barrel through things and break my ankle. Like this. If I'm not careful on things like this, I can fall through a hole. Don't particularly want to walk through that tall grass. Not just because I can't see snakes if there's any, but also because I'm not wearing the best bug spray. And I don't want more ticks than I probably already have. I probably do have tons. The last time I used this bug spray, they didn't attach, so I'm hopeful for that. Made me taste sour enough they were reluctant to actually start sucking, so hoping for that. That by the time I'm done with this, I can check myself and pull any guys off before they actually start sucking my blood. For those of you that don't know, my dad got Rocky Mountain spotted fever 2 years ago and got very, very sick. Still not entirely right from that. He had really, really bad meningitis, really bad swelling in his brainstem. He spent some time in the hospital. So, yeah. I'm not terrified of ticks. They're just bugs, but I am aware of what they can unintentionally do to you. Spray your bug spray. Check yourself. I didn't know this, but with Lyme, they usually say you're good for at least 12 hours. But Rocky Mountain spotted fever, you got to get that within 2 to 6 hours. And it was never a concern. It wasn't something I had to learn about, so not something he had to learn about. Because we didn't get Rocky Mountain spotted fever here on the East Coast. But things are changing. Bugs, as in like bacteria and viruses, are evolving constantly. And they're evolving with the environment, and the environment is changing. There's always more and less shit you gotta worry about. Don't let your worries paralyze you. Go and live your life. Just prevent what you can in it while you're living it. Let's see. I think I want to reach this pile up here and then end the video. I just passed my 60th day on my smoke-free journey. I ain't gonna say I ain't slipped sometimes, because I have. But I've been smoking on and off since I was 13 years old. Give or take. In middle school. And I had been smoking every single day since I turned 18 and could buy my own cigarettes. The fact that I've been able to go more than a day without cigarettes is just crazy to me. And I'm not on other medications either. I am taking the Zins. But it's not the same thing. It doesn't have the same amount of chemicals. I can definitely feel the difference. But it's just wild to me that I didn't have to get something to artificially change my brain chemistry to make it okay to do that. It is just all my own mental work. And a lot of it was this, just getting out and living my life and exploring things and making videos for my online friends to join me in these things. So I wonder, probably this was a boggy spot and they dumped logs they didn't want to help make it more solid so they could drive the trucks over it. And I was watching them drive the trucks over some impressive shit. Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what all this turns into in the years that come. And in 10, 20 years, this looks like a good critter hole. This looks like good habitat for critters. Nest in there and have their babies. And in 10, 20 years, like, you wouldn't be able to tell this was a road unless you really know how to read the gaps in the forest. It's especially going to be weird to read it because of how they did the logging. So they were very selective about the trees they were grabbing. So you get like patches like this where they sawed in, got smaller equipment, harvested the trees, and then loaded them on the trucks on the road, which is here. So you got little gaps everywhere around here. And it's going to make all this look way more uniform than it otherwise would. If this was simply a road and nothing around it was disturbed, it would stick out a lot more. What kind of tree are you? What kind of tree is this, guys? It's hanging in there, whatever it is. Alright, I'm about out of space on my phone because I have not cleared everything because I'm good at things like that. I don't know if my tune's back on. I'll keep following this down. I got my map, so I shouldn't get too lost. And I got about 3 hours of daylight left, so we're good. I just had a sandwich. I'm feeling great. I just had a sandwich. My nose isn't running. I'm not sneezing to death. So I'm feeling great. Yeah, unless I see something really cool, I think that's going to end for today.